Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to Hot Jobs with HireMilitary, 2 p.m. on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. I hope you are all well, and it's really great to see you. If this is your first time with us today, thank you for joining. We're really glad that you found us. If you are one of our very many OGs at this point, welcome back. It's great to see you. Pop your name in the comments. Tell us that you're here. We'd love to know if you are watching live or if you are watching after the event. It just helps us to answer the questions in real time or a little bit later. We are here for the whole of the military community, whether you're a spouse, a transitioning service member, or a veteran. We are here for you. We have roles for everybody to include SkillBridge internship opportunities and direct hire positions that we will be detailing today. As always, our website is HireMilitary.us, and I can't reinforce this enough. Hi, everybody. Norman, Peter, Khalid, Tanero. Oh my gosh, David, Ernst, I can't keep up. Franklin, Regina, James, Tavon, Michael. If you hear about a role today that you are really interested in, do drop a comment as we are talking about it. But please don't walk away thinking, oh, HireMilitary doesn't have anything for me. We really do give you the highlight reel of what we have this week. So do go to our website, do check out our SkillBridge internships if that is what you are looking for right now, or our direct hire opportunities. We have over 140 direct hire positions at the moment. So if we are sharing 3 or 4, there are so many others for you to take a look at. What I wanted to share with you today, and if you are not familiar, because I certainly wasn't until about 2 hours ago, next month, September is, wait for it, hold on, I have to read my notes, International Update Your Resume Month. Thank you for that confetti there, Olivia, who was in the back. And so as a consequence, every week we talk about making sure that you tailor and target your resume when you make an application. But after we share some of our roles today, I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes to really talk that through with you. So if that's of interest to you, and you've heard that phrase being thrown around like confetti so many times before, but you don't actually know what it means, do stick around, because I will sharing our insider top tips and advice from a recruiter's perspective about what we are looking for from a resume. And I promise you, it's probably not what you're thinking. Jose, hi, great to see you. Jonathan, Ashley, Brianna, so lovely that you're back here. This is our favorite 30 minutes of the week. We love sharing our time, our encouragement, our support, and our advice with you. So if you have any questions specifically for us today, also do drop them in the chat. We do mark them as we go along, and we make a note of them so that we can try and get to as many of them as possible. But specifically, if you have questions around your resume or the job application process, because we will be talking about that later, I would love to see those as well. I really want to help you with as many of your challenges and your obstacles as possible. So enough of that, let's get to the introductions. I'm Lucy. I head up the talent acquisition team here at HireMilitary, and I am an active duty military spouse. We are currently, or my husband rather, is currently stationed in the interior of Alaska, and he brought me along for the ride. How about you, Audrey?
Thank you, Lucy. So, Audrey Paul, I am a SkillBridge recruiter, and I am actually here, Barksdale area, 22 years active Air Force, and I'm ready to help you to this next transition. Amber, how about you?
Thanks, Audrey. My name's Amber. I am an Air Force veteran, military spouse now. My husband is active duty Air Force. Speaking of spouses, though, I saw one of my husband's coworkers' spouse in the chat. So, hey, Bianca. Other people I want to give a quick shout out to, Roberto. We've run into each other at a couple networking events. So happy that you're here today. But I'm in San Antonio, if you don't know, and very, very happy to be here today sharing some exciting roles with you guys. I will send it over to you, Matt.
I'm Matt. I'm one of the recruiters here with HireMilitary, Marine Corps veteran. I'm out in Eastern Tennessee in the beautiful mountains in Johnson City. It's great to be doing this again. You know, we're here every week. Please reach out to us if you need any help finding these jobs, or if you have any questions about what we have available. We're more than happy to help. Lucy, I'll turn it back over to you.
So before we go into the internships and the roles today, just a couple of things. I always forget to share this, and I really want to. If you are not familiar, our CEO is called Mike Quinn, And he is definitely a great champion and advocate of the LinkedIn space and essentially how to network and connect on LinkedIn. Every month, he delivers a workshop through the USA Transitions team. And his next workshop is on September the 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you don't have that in your calendar already and you're really interested in understanding and learning how to utilize and manipulate LinkedIn to the best of your ability to really champion your cause when it comes to the job search or the skill bridge search, definitely put that in your calendar. And we will drop a link after the event so that you can get to that. But let's get going. Audrey, tell us what skill bridge internship opportunities you have this week.
Ooh, so I have 2 in the great state of Florida. But before I get into that, I like to go over something real quick for those of you that might not know. So here at HireMilitary, we provide DoD Skill Bridge Program internship opportunities, quite a few of them, I might add. This is for eligible transitioning service members during the last 6 months of their service. This time is calculated from your ETS and or EAS. So our internships typically range between 90 to 120 days, and mainly based on your performance and other factors, of course, there's a high probability for full-time acceptance upon completion of that. All right, so I'll get right into it. My first one is going to be with Progress Residential. Now, Progress Residential is one of the largest providers of high-quality single-family rental homes in the United States. They have over 70,000 homes across 29 of our nation's fastest-growing metro areas. As you know, the business of leasing homes has been around pretty much forever, but they're modernizing this age-old industry through their forward-thinking, rental policies, and strategic use of technology. They're making it easier for people to find, lease, and love perfect rentals. So this one is going to be in their Miami, Florida office, beautiful Miami, Florida. So it's going to be a residential relations specialist. And as the residential relations specialist, you'll be responsible to deliver the Progress customer service experience during the new home orientation with each resident. As the resident relations specialist, or RSS, as they sometimes refer to it, you'll be responsible for ensuring a smooth transition into a Progress home that will set expectation for what the resident is responsible for during their residency. They also are going to be pretty much the conduit that provides a new resident with appropriate contact information to key personnel and market organizations. So the general duties for this one, I'll just go over a few, but there are others that you can see on our site, hiremilitary.us. So one of them is going to be conduct pre-move inspections or pre-move-in inspections, also perform new resident orientation for assigned move-ins, and then confirm new resident orientation appointments and ensure home is ready for walkthrough and move-in. Qualifications for this role also include, but aren't limited to, no degree required, so that's a plus. You just have to have a high school diploma or GED. Also, the capability to prioritize your workload in a fast-paced work environment, and the ability to work without direct supervision and stay on task. So the ones I just read, I'm pretty sure all of you tuning in right now would be a shoo-in for that. So go ahead after this, go to our website, look this one up, and you can actually reach out to me via LinkedIn and tell me what you think. The next one for you, now this one is in Tampa, Florida, is Austin Road, Baskerville, PA. So this law office is comprised of multiple board certified civil trial attorneys that service the entire state. With 100+ years of collective legal experience, their professional personal experience has allowed them to build numerous relationships, one case at a time. So like I said, in their Tampa, Florida office, they're looking for a legal assistant and or paralegal. So as the paralegal, you'll be pretty much the legal assistant to them, and you'll perform secretarial duties using legal terminology, procedures, and documents. They will also expect you to prepare legal papers and correspondence such as summonses, complaints, motions, and subpoenas at sometimes. You may also assist with some legal research. Now, you will also assist lawyers by conducting research and support legal proceedings to formulate a defense or to initiate legal action. Now, some of the general duties, and this is not all of them, just some of them, are prepare, proofread, and process legal documents, schedule and make appointments. And one of the things, because I've talked to them personally, and this is a big thing for them, is organize and maintain law libraries, documents, and case files. That's very huge for them. Now, some of the qualifications are prefer pretty much a 2-year, probably 2 years in litigation experience, but that is flexible. And then also reliable with high integrity and a strong work ethic. And one of the main things also for the qualifications is the ability to multitask and to work independently without supervision. So like I said, these are 2 great ones in the great state of Florida that I'm sure all of you love. If you want to see more about it, like I said, please check those out at our site, HireMilitary.us. And then we have many other SkillBridge internships or internship opportunities out there. Just connect with me later and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you, Audrey. So like he said, definitely connect with him on LinkedIn, connect with all of us. And the benefit of doing so for you is we do share our vacancies in real time across LinkedIn on a daily basis. So it would be great if you saw those as well. People have been asking why you've been talking, Audrey, what other roles, anything else for the spouses and the veterans? Absolutely. Every week we share our SkillBridge internships first, and then we go on to the direct hire opportunities that are specifically for our spouses, transitioning service members, and our veteran community. So Amber, I'm going to hand over to you. What have you got this week?
Thanks, Lucy. So we have, I think, 140 positions currently that companies across the nation want to hire for immediately. They are reaching out to us to let us know, hey, here's kind of the qualifications. So here we go with some direct hire opportunities. The first one that I have is a Salesforce enablement specialist. This position is located out of Lisle, Illinois, so in that Chicago metro. And it's with a company that is close to 200 years old. So they have a really, really rich history. They're in the metal distribution industry. They're really a leader in the industry as well. So in this position, you will be aligning the digital sales tools with their core business processes there in Lisle. The requirements for the Salesforce enablement specialist include a bachelor's degree or 1 to 3 years of sales experience in a service center, as well as some Salesforce knowledge. So really entry-level position for somebody that's looking to step into that Salesforce type of role. The salary for this one, you could expect between $60,000 and $65,000 per year. That's a Salesforce enablement specialist. If you're interested, do reach out, send me a message on LinkedIn or drop it in the comments and I'll reach out to you following this live. I have one more position to share today. It's an IT security manager position. This is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In this position, you'll be responsible for the management of the day-to-day IT security operations. This includes monitoring, vulnerability management, threat and incident management. For your insight, our client is a manufacturer and marketer of quality foods that are offered through retail grocery and through food service channels. So some of the qualifications include a bachelor's degree, and they are looking for somebody that has 8 to 10 years of related experience, considering it is a security manager type position. You could expect salary to be starting at about $130,000 per year. So that is the Salesforce enablement specialist in Lisle, outside of Chicago, and an IT security manager that's in Minneapolis. And again, that's just 2 of our positions. I'm going to pass it over to Matt. He's going to share a couple more, but do connect with us on LinkedIn. Drop it in the chat if you're interested in any of the positions, the job title, so that we know which one you're talking about.
All right. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate it. So I have 3 different jobs I'm going to share with you. They're all in some pretty good locations. The first one is a project engineer in Pasadena, Texas. If you don't know where Pasadena is, it's kind of just right outside Houston. But the first one, project engineer, national multi-billion-dollar company. They manufacture, market quality foods, home delivery, retail, grocery, food service channels, you name it. You're responsible for all engineering functions within the company. You're responsible for investigation, development, implementation of new manufacturing process procedures, as well as the process improvement. They are looking for somebody with 7 to 9 years of experience. I know that's quite a bit of experience. Again, this is for the veteran, military spouse side of things. So, people that haven't been on active duty, for the past 15, 20 years. There are a lot of folks coming out of the military that would have some very good relatable experiences that would be considered. However, you do have to have a bachelor's degree, preferably in mechanical or electrical or general engineering. But again, that equivalent experience is in there, and they're very big champions of what we do with the military community. The pay anywhere from $70,000 to $100,000 a year. So the pay is pretty good. The next one is a step up from that, same location, same company as a senior project engineer. You're leveraging prior experience on multi-large scale initiatives, specific platforms and manufacturing sites. Again, they really want that bachelor's degree in mechanical, chemical, electrical engineering, more than 7 years of experience with a lot of focus on project management. I think that's the big difference in this. Having that project management experience as well will really help you out obtaining that senior role. The pay goes up to 100, 120K. But again, there's 2 more senior project engineer positions just outside the Houston area. It's a great location. The next one I have is in 3 different locations. Is a production supervisor. It's Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Salina, Kansas, and Stillwell, Oklahoma. What they want is 4 to 5 years of related work experience, preferably food industry and manufacturing, but that equivalent combination experience of education. I know there's a lot of people that come out of the military. I have some that I've been interviewing there, don't have that food industry experience, but, the logistics, the leadership is what they want. That minimum of 2 years in the supervisory position, that's where a lot of folks coming out of the military have that background. You stand a good chance of getting in for the interview and, being able to prove yourself during that interview process to, secure your next career. High school diploma is the only one required for this, which is really cool. However, they do prefer someone with a bachelor's degree, but that experience is going to be huge. Again, if you just got on your first enlistment, you come here your second, I think that's an ideal time for somebody. But if you're looking to get your foot in the door with a very large company and progress as you go along in your career, excellent opportunity to get your foot in the door. Pay, depending on the location, 60 to 75K, that max out at 80 in the Pottstown area. Just, cost of living is a little bit higher, but they have really great benefits. Again, if you're interested in any of those, the project engineer, senior project engineer, production supervisor, go to HireMilitary.us. You can see them posted on there. You can apply on there. Again, have resumes ready to go. I know Lucy's going to talk about the resumes a lot here in a little bit. So, I'll let her, hit up updating it and tailoring them, all that good stuff. But that's all I have. Lucy, I'll turn it back over to you.
You're a star. Thank you, Matt. Wonderful roles today. But also remember, if those locations don't work for you, if you are looking for somewhere else or something else, take a look at our website, HireMilitary.us. There are so many other positions, and hopefully one that is the kind of one that you are looking for. So let's talk about resumes. I'm going to get these guys involved in this as well, because I do have the ability to monologue and to talk a little bit too much. But essentially, when we receive a resume, generally from a transitioning service member, and I'm going to use that profile right now because there is less corporate work experience or corporate knowledge of how the resume and the job search actually works. More often than not, we do take the time to work with our candidate to really reevaluate the document that has been presented and to create and craft one that is far more competitive in the open marketplace. And that really is our goal when we are working with candidates, to position them in front of our clients in a way that our client says, oh my gosh, this candidate is absolutely ideal. Let's invite she or he in for an interview. And a couple of things to note, first of all. Primarily, your resume is not a War and Peace 10-page, 5-page, 4-page, 3-page document of your career history. It's not. It really should be 2 pages maximum. And that's really hard when you're coming out of the military, especially after retirement, after a 20-year career, because you're trying to shoehorn as much in as possible. But reevaluate that and consider this. Your LinkedIn profile is where you can host everything there is ever to know about you. That doesn't ever change. That is your, line in the sand. This is who I am, everything I've done throughout every single role. That is your whole house of information, your database. And believe us when we say we look you up every time somebody makes an application. So your LinkedIn profile is incredibly important. But when we talk about targeting or tailoring your resume for a specific role, that really means crafting and drafting a document that really demonstrates your suitability for that specific position. It's not a generic document. What you want to do is extrapolate the information, specifically the qualifications, first of all, from the job description, and make sure those same qualifications are hosted and represented in your resume. And this is the hill that I will die on, and I absolutely stand fast in this. This is the time for you to plagiarize their job description, not paraphrase. Because when I say plagiarize, the words that they include in the job description, the writers and the companies, those become keywords. Those are the keywords that they are looking for in your resume when they are scanning. And bearing in mind, a reviewer of a resume, a recruiter normally takes on average about 10 to 15 seconds. We don't read resumes. We scan them like a piece of IT software. We are looking for the standout words that are in the job description to identify whether you are suitable or not. So the best way to do this really is to take a look at the job description. Everything's online these days. Cut and paste out the qualifications. Then go back to your resume and copy and paste your professional summary all into one document. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that all of the qualifications for the role, the 5 years experience, the specific certifications, the education, maybe skill set or actual functions, like invoicing or budgeting or you name it, are all in your professional summary as they are written in the job description. So, for example, you weave them through. You do not want to just dump and place them in so that they look out of tone and out of perspective to the rest of your document, but you want to gently weave them in so that when a recruiter looks at your resume and they read your professional summary, because we tend to see that's at the first sort of fifth of your page, we go, wow, this candidate, Matt, looks amazing. He's got everything that I am looking for. That compels me to read further. So I read further, I go down and I go through the reverse chronological history. So from professional summary, you go straight to your most recent role. Education and certifications are not next. They come at the very end. And then so I go, okay, Matt's working at HireMilitary now. And what Matt has done is he has taken my tasks and duties from the job description, and he has just made sure to put them in his resume as they stand with integrity and credibility. And so what he may have done is deleted out a bullet that he has there normally, because something that I've written is what he does, but in my words, and they have my keywords, and he's just put them through. And really, you work through your resume and the job description to make sure that it works like a matching pairs game, like your 5-year-old would have had. So as a recruiter, we go through old school. We used to print out the job description, print out the resume, and check it off. Now we sort of just go through and do Control F and look for everything. And that is the best way to target and align your resume with the role that you're applying to. If you've heard me talk about this before, you will have heard me say context versus filler. You need to be really stringent on going through and making sure that, context versus filler, that your resume hosts information that is contextual to the role that you're applying to. What I deem as filler is everything else. So absolutely still keep other pieces in, but if you are running out of space, look and see, okay, this certification, Airman of the Quarter 1993, you probably don't need to include that because it isn't relevant to the role to which you're applying today. And you can cut out information in that respect to make sure that the application that you submit is so targeted, tailored, and aligned to the role that you are applying to, that the recruiter has no other option than to invite you in for an interview. And I guess on that, I've said that I wasn't going to monologue, and I haven't been able to check for any comments whilst I've been talking. But Matt, is there anything that you wanted to add to that based on your experience over the past couple of weeks?
Don't upload your DD-214 with your social security number.
You say that, but people don't understand the joke.
That's a good start. No, I think Lucy hit that dead on. I looked through them just today, looking for somebody in logistics. The first thing I'm looking for is anything is logistics. That's what my eyes are looking for right away. And if I don't see it, it's very difficult to move on. I want to read it. If I see logistics, I see something I know matches the job description, the summary, like, okay, caught my attention. Now I'm going to read more. Now I'm going to start digging through and finding all of the information. I'll have the job description on one screen, resume on the other screen. I'm just kind of going back and forth, seeing if everything aligns. Now, if it's not 100% perfect, that's fine. That's where we come in, and we'll invite you in for the screening. And ahead of time, I might say, hey, I need you to look at the job description, focus on these things. If it's leadership position, highlight your leadership experience. If it's logistics, highlight logistics, like those mechanical engineer ones. Probably going to look for anything mechanical engineer related. I might go straight to the education first, just to see if the absolute deal breakers are there. And you can always reach out to people in that industry. I think getting a mentor is huge. So you go, hey, I want to get in this industry. I'm coming fresh out of the military. Can you help me just craft my resume in a way that it stands out a little bit more? That's an option that you have available. Find someone that's been in that industry. Hey, I want to get into this. I'm coming out of the military. I really would appreciate 15 minutes of your time. Please take a look, see what they can do for you.
Yeah. And I guess that really segues nicely into two things, Matt. The first is when you're applying for a role, if you're applying for a program management role, for example, the biggest error that people make is they position themselves in their professional summary. They don't change their professional summary, and they say vehicle maintenance operative professional. And my first reaction and question to that is, well, why are you applying to my role? Because I'm looking for a project manager. So really do position yourself as the job title that you are applying for. And I see Johnny has said that he's submitted over 800 applications and he's still looking for a role. I think the biggest thing for me, when you're looking for, in his case, a production supervisor role, location is key on that one. Make sure that they know that you're in the local area. Make sure that Canton, Georgia is on your resume, because that will be one of the things I know our clients look for, is proximity to the actual site itself. Second of all, are you positioning yourself as a production supervisor professional or experienced production supervisor? Are you looking at the job descriptions that you are applying to and making sure that everything that they are looking for, you are reflecting in your resume? These days, you can't just send over a generic, throw spaghetti against the wall and hope that something sticks kind of resume, because it won't stick. People are looking for candidates that have taken the time to really bespoke and craft an application that are specific to that position. And there are lots of organizations that can help with this. We love to share this information because it really helps us and it helps our candidates when they are applying to us. But unfortunately, on a daily basis, we just don't have the capacity to help everybody. And we would love to, but that's why we do it here, to try and get the message out to as many people as possible. So we really recommend a couple of nonprofit organizations who are in the military space, who absolutely would love to help with this free of charge. Everything should always be free of charge for our military community in this respect. So Hire Heroes USA are great at career counseling, really coaching you through the resume piece. I know that Brenda asked about cover letters. They are also excellent at helping you craft cover letters. And if you are unfamiliar, there is another nonprofit called Vet Jobs. They also go by Military Spouse Jobs. They have a website for both profiles. And they also are very capable and able of supporting you through this process. So Jake, one of our corporate partners at Masonite, asked specifically on behalf of Masonite to say that, when it comes to matching, you don't need to match 100% of the criteria. 80% can suffice. And what I will say on that one is that is very company dependent. But if you have at least 80% of the skill set that the client is looking for, definitely do make an application. But make sure it is obvious overt and completely crystal clear that you have those 8 out of 10 deal breakers that they are looking for. If you miss the other 2, that's fine. What I will say is there are some clients who are always looking for the 10 out of 10, but it's absolutely worth a really strategic attempt if you have, at least 8 out of 10. Oh, I said Masonite. Sorry, I didn't mean State Farm. I'm sorry, Jake, if you misheard me there. I did see another question from Timothy. He said, can you talk about chronological versus functional? Amber, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, I sure will. I think you mentioned just a few minutes ago about the reverse chronological. So we always want to go that approach if you have experience that translates directly, right? So you would typically use a functional resume only when maybe there's a break of employment or there's a huge pivot in your career. But most people can get away with using that reverse chronological format in terms of resume. So you want to go reverse, your current position, where you were before that. And then so on and so forth. Only go back about 10 years, no longer than 2 pages. I think that's one thing that we see a lot is folks in that reverse chronological format going all the way back to 1990s.
And I really appreciate that, Amber. I think there was one more question, and this is off of this subject, but Matt, this is for you, or even Audrey, this is for you. It's about the legal role. Is it only a skill bridge, or can it be a direct hire position as well?
So I'll go ahead and jump on that. So it is a skill bridge, but it can be a direct hire position as well. They are actually open to both skill bridge and direct hire. So if you're interested, please reach out to myself, Matt, Amber, even Lucy, and we could actually talk about that. Thank you.
No, you're a star. Thank you. We have run over 2 minutes over today, so sorry about that. I hope this information has been helpful for you. If you do have any questions at all further to anything we've shared, do pop them in the comments. We go back to these comments throughout the week until next week's LinkedIn Live. Hopefully we will see you again, 2 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday. Thank you. And thanks, Matt, Amber, and Audrey.